So let's come towards the question number 13, that is differentiate between a zoospore and a zygote. Now here we have to differentiate between zoospore and zygote. So in the left column we are going to talk about the zoospore, and in the right column we are talking about the zygote. Alright, so we have to differentiate between these two terms, that is zoospore and zygote. So if we talk about the zoospore, that zoospores are asexual spores. First of all, zoospores, what are zoospores? These are asexual spores germinated by some species of organisms such as algae and fungi. So first, if we talk about the zoospore, what is zoospore? These are asexual spores germinated or produced by some species such as fungi and algae. Alright, if we talk about the zygote, what is zygote? It is a diploid cell or is a diploid structure which is formed from the fusion of different types of gametes, So zygote is a diploid cell or structure formed from the fusion of gametes, different types of gametes, of course. Now if we talk about the second point of zoospore, then the zoospores are flagellated and motile. So they are flagellated, that means they have flagella, they are flagellated plus they are motile. Because of the presence of flagella, they are motile. They can go from here to there. They are motile because of the presence of flagella. In case of zygotes do not contain flagella. They do not have flagella. So flagella in zygote is absent and it is non-motile, Now in case of zoospores, they can be haploid or they can be diploid. So they can be haploid or diploid and zygotes are always diploid. They are always diploid without exception, because they are formed on the fusion or by the fusion of two different types of gamete. When these two gametes, male gametes and female gamete, are fused with each other, they form a diploid cell, a diploid structure which is known as zygote. Hence zygote is always diploid, because it produces only by the fusion of different types of gamete. Then this zoospores can be found in lower forms of organisms. Lower forms of organisms produces the zoospores, and in case of zygote is produced by the higher forms of organism. It is produced by the higher forms of organisms. And if we talk about the last point of zoospore, it is zoosspores are produced in a special structure known as sporangia. And if we talk about the last point of zygote, that zygote is not formed inside sporangia. These are formed inside the female reproductive structure in case of internal fertilization if we are talking about. So zygotes formed female reproductive structure in case of internal fertilization at or by the fusion of two different types of gametes. So these are the basic differences between zoospore and zygote. What are these differences? First of all, we have to know that what is zoospore and what is zygote. We have to clear about them. That zoospore is asexual kind of spore. Zoospore is our asexual kind of spore germinated or produced by lower organisms such as fungi and algae. And in case of zygote, zygote is a single cell structure which is diploid in nature and produced by the fusion of two different types of gametes. They are motile. Zoospores are motile because of the presence of flagella in them. Zygotes do not have flagella. They do not have flagella, hence they are non-motile in nature. They are produced, zoospores are produced in sporangia. They are not produced in sporangia. They are just produced on fusion of two different types of gametes. In case of internal fertilization, they are produced inside the female reproductive organ. Zygote is always diploid, as two haploid gametes are going to fuse with each other to form a diploid cell that is known as zygote. Hence, zygote is always diploid structure. And in case of zoospore are can be haploid and they can be diploid. So this is the complete solution of question number 13 here.